escape engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are in Jersey City. We have a fire escape here at, this is called the Golden Door Charter School. And what we have here is a fire escape that is fairly new construction, probably 15 to 25 years old. I'm estimating more towards the 25. And this is an all-welded fire escape with some bolting connections here and there, but primarily all-welded fire escape. And I just did a full walkthrough, and the authority having jurisdiction shall accept by load test or other evidence of strength, or as they have here in Jersey, depending on the structural condition, a load test may be ordered. And what we have is a fire escape here because the fasteners are within 25 years of the original date of installation, which we can verify at the city level. This fire escape can just proceed immediately to a load test, and once it passes the load test, we can then issue a certification on this fire escape. The way to avoid the load test, which I will talk about as a possibility, and it'll get some longer life on this, is to basically back up a lot of these welds with bolts. So let's walk through. First of all, she's definitely going to need a paint job, and the paint job most likely will have to be now in the spring, because right now, as we are here, you can't load test this right here the way it is. As far as paint job, it can go for the spring. The load testing can happen at any time because weather is not going to be a factor on the load testing. She's going to need 100 pounds per square foot. So if this is 4, this is 9, let's say, that's 3,600 pounds of sand, water, or cabling will have to be addressed on here for a determined amount of time. This will have some engineer oversight. Engineer criteria will have to be discussed, and then she can be load tested. The city official will be informed of the load test, whether they want to witness it or not, or just have evidence or video, and then a final sign off by the structural engineer. Okay, so let's go down the fire escape. As you can see, a lot of these fasteners are within 15 to 25 years old. I would recommend that you start sealing every fastener that you have. Start sealing it with silicone, because otherwise the water's going to start getting underneath there, and that's when rust gets a chance to get a good bite. It'll start growing. So every fastener should be sealed, but not required in order to proceed to a load test. Every connection down here should be sealed. All these connections should be sealed, even the ones up against the building, sealed behind here. Not required in order to proceed to a load test. So this fire escape, this does pass inspection. She does need to proceed to a load test. Now, let's talk about a lot of these welded connections. All these treads are new bolts. Not new bolts, they're original bolts, but they're 15 to 25 years old. All these welded connections, by load testing this fire escape, that's going to verify these welded brackets. As soon as we load test it, that'll verify them. Load test, because all these welded. To avoid load testing certain pieces of this, for example, if you don't want to load test this platform, you drill a hole on this, you drill a bolt there, and usually for this is going to probably be 1/2 inch or 5/8, and you put a bolt there. You've basically eliminated the need to load test this bracket, because I've put bolts where welds are. Still seal everything up. As soon as I put an angle clip in here with a bolt, angle clip there with a bolt, there is no need to load test the stringer. All these treads, I recommend that we seal all these joints, stop water from getting in there, because that's going to buy you some more time. So you can either load test these treads, or you can swap out these bolts at this time, because usually the swapping out is every 25 years. You swap out all the bolts, you avoid the load test. The stringers are welded down at the bottom. Load tested, satisfies the situation. Put a clip there with a bolt, no load test. Railings, change these bolts out, no load test. Otherwise, we're going to have a lateral load test on the railings with the 200. Through bolting into the building. Those should be sealed to make sure that no water is getting behind there. All of them should be sealed. Okay? So all supports. These are all original hardware, but they're the hex head bolts. Okay? So what that means is that you can load test these treads coming down, or if we swap these out, you avoid the load test. There's no load test on the stringers. So let's go down. All railings, especially major structural, needs a bolt. This is welded, so you load test it, or put a bolt in it. There is no load test. Put a bolt down there. See? There's a bolt down there, but we need to load test it because that bolt is about 25 years old. You change that bolt, there is no load test. So as you can see, a lot of this is by changing the fasteners, sealing it. You're going to get the 10-year warranty. Sealing any and all connections. And then as you start going down, tread issues is the same. Even the rails. Keep those, you got to load test it. Change those, there's no load test. So this is something that will be discussed with the client. If he wants to avoid a load test, he can just change fasteners at this time. See, all welded, all welded, all welded. Load test it, we'll verify, we'll get the assurance. Put a bolt here, put a bolt there, put a bolt there, seal everything up, make sure that it's in good order, no load test. So if there's any problem with the connection, we're going to clean it anyway. But if there's no problem with the connection, but you bolt it, there is no load test. So coming all the way down, this fire escape again does pass inspection. She's ready to proceed to a load test. And we can schedule that up right away. But there's also a secondary, which is if you want to rebolt and eliminate certain things so that there's less to be load tested, including the brackets, including the platforms, including the stringers, there's no need for a load test. But this fire escape does pass inspection, and she's ready. She's passed the pre-examination. She looks like she's 15 to 25 years old. I'm estimating at least 25. And she's ready for a load test. Any questions? Fire escape engineers, inspect the summary video. 866-649-0333. 866-649-0333. This is Inspector Cisco Meneses.